Has my dream come true? Has the Lord answered our prayers? Finally, Dameon Pierce being traded to the Cowboys. Let's talk about it.
Go.
Can it be? Can it be? Can it be?
You came in hot this morning, bro.
Oh my! Well, I woke up to some amazing possible news, something that I've been clamoring for, been asking for all off season. Now, look, we're gonna talk about this, but I want to make it perfectly clear: this is not us like making this up. We're gonna cite exactly where we're getting these rumors from, and to be perfectly clear, you know, are they rumors? Absolutely. Do we think that it's gonna, you know, is there smoke to it? Yeah, but is there like the flaming inferno fire?
Not yet.
Probably not.
Yeah,
Probably not,
exactly.
right?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these things are, especially now, right? Most of these teams have their 53-man rosters set. I mean, not most of them, all of them have their rosters set. It's pretty clear, like who has deficits where, right? And so for a lot of these analysts, it's really easy for them to go, oh, hey, these guys have an abundance at this position. These guys are hurting at this position.
Yeah.
So, you know, naturally some of the speculation starts to take place and they start to, you know, put out these articles and things like that get really interesting. But it's just like anything else, right? We've been talking about the Texans winning the Super Bowl since the beginning of this calendar year, right? Absolutely. And it's just now happening that a lot of these publications are starting to put out these types of predictions, right? That the Texans could possibly win the Super Bowl, right? So it's just cool for like you and I to talk about things for you specifically, because I don't hate Dameon Pierce.
You love him.
Do. Yeah. You know what I love? I love the reaction that he incites out of you the longer he stays on this roster. I think,
bro. And then my phone trolls me. You know, like your algorithm it feeds you stuff. Like usually it's the shit is supposed to feed you stuff that you like. Mine apparently hates me. And just trolls me. It sent me an article the other day. It was like, oh, you may like this. And the article was talking about Dameon Pierce being a sleeper fantasy pick. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me right now. You gotta be kidding me.
But so you sent me this article this morning. We'll throw it up. So this is SI Sports Illustrated. They put out an article that was released by Bleacher Report's Alex K.
Whoever this guy is.
Yeah. Who made the suggestion that the Dallas Cowboys should seriously consider looking at acquiring Dameon Pierce in a trade. Now, whether that'll happen or not, whether or not the Cowboys have the capital to make that trade, we don't know. We don't know what's happening there. But it's a very interesting situation because, I mean, they're our neighbors, right up north, 45 north. I'm not sure that the Texans front, unless it's just like one of those amazing offers, offer that he can't refuse,
Yeah. And plus, the need is there, right? That's why it kind of makes sense. Like they have right now, they have Ezekiel Elliott slated to start at running back. They went out, they got the aging Dalvin Cook, who was already seemingly cooked, and I think Rico Dotto is going to be the guy eventually, but they would still need depth, right? And as I've said plenty of times, Dameon Pierce is not absolute garbage. He just doesn't fit this scheme here in Houston. So, looking at the abundance of running backs that we have, they're like over there, it's like, okay, hey, you can see where there's some validity to what's being said in the article. But as I say, it may not be anything of, real talks going on between the two clubs. I'm not too familiar with this Alex K. This looks like my version of porn, right? Like
your dream
fantasy. Yeah, like like something I definitely want to see. And it got me aroused when I saw it. Like, yes.
Oh my God. That's hilarious. I mean, hey, listen, it's like you said, it's something that we've been talking about, something that we know needs to happen. We can't have Dameon Pierce taking up, once again, what we've been talking about. Sound like beating a dead horse here, but we have our roster spots are so valuable.
Absolutely.
Right. That we cannot, especially on the offensive side, we cannot afford to have somebody who is not going to produce at a high level.
Yep. And that's what it boils down to, man.
Yeah.
You know, we finally got some NFL action back with the Ravens and Chiefs, and man, you just see it like watching football again, man. You understand how valuable each and every possession is and how close the margin of error is.
Right.
You guys watch the ending of the game crazy by a freaking toe, less than a toenail right there on the line, man. And you know, you get a guy in there that's gonna stall a possession by just running right into the back of a lineman. It's like, hey, it's no hate against the kid. It's just we need someone that's gonna produce because, like I say, each and every possession is so valuable. You know, you got to keep drives going. You can't depend on CJ to sling the rock every single time.
So here's the actual. This is on Bleacher Report's article. So this is the actual. So in this article, Alex K was highlighting one person that every team should go after, and for the Dallas Cowboys, his pick was for Dameon Pierce, saying that Texans should only get a 6th round draft pick. Now
that's a lot. That's a lot.
We kind of scoffed at that. Right, we scoffed at that when that's what was being offered up for Mechie, right?
Oh yeah, well I think Dallas is giving up too much. very generous. Very generous.
Yeah. We'll take that all day, all day long.
Yeah, they ain't got a washer and dryer. They can give us.
So yeah, I mean, for all the same reasons that you mentioned, right? Just a big deficit at running back. And you know, you got Ezekiel Elliott over there tooting it up for Dak, and it's just not a good situation.
It's not,
I tell you what, man, Cowboy fans been pretty quiet.
They have been.
They have been. I mean, usually you get, we're from Houston, right? So there's a lot of Cowboys fans here.
Absolutely.
And we usually get the parade of, this is our year, we them boys, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. My timeline on Facebook and Instagram is just full of it. Full of all these guys saying, they got the jerseys on again. They're converting their man rooms again, their living rooms, and building their shrines and all this other stuff.
Breaking out the blue Jordans.
Breaking out the blue Jordan, exactly.
With the jorts.
with the denim jorts. Yeah, so it's like, everybody, they're out, they this year, quiet. Nobody's saying nothing. And I got a theory that most of them have just been quietly bandwagoning over to the Texans.
It's like the Simpsons meme, the Homer Simpsons like quietly sneaking back into the bushes,
and then like they sneak back into the bush with their Cowboys gear, and they come out with a Stroud jersey on.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, plenty of room on the bandwagon, guys.
Listen, I'll take it. You know what I mean?
Hate, so come on through, man. We'll take you. Look. We're not going to spend too much time on the Dameon Pierce thing because guess what? We are just mere hours away from our official first game, man. And we finally got some real NFL action in the record books. Great game to kick off the season, man. We'll go around the horns a little bit later. But we are talking about our Houston Texans. We are starting our official Super Bowl run on Sunday at noon. Okay. And look, you found us right now. This is your first time joining us. Congratulations. That's what we do here. We are preemptively recapping the historic Texans Super Bowl run, the Bull Run, as we coin it. Okay, so keep us locked. All right, hit the subscribe button, do all the things that you need to do for the YouTube algorithm to feature our videos with the news, rumors, and updates as we do, okay? Because this is going to be an extremely fun season, man. We got the merch. We got everything, man, to keep y'all locked in, to keep you fresh, to keep you in the drip. If you are, going out to the games and stuff, man, this is where the real fans shop right here. The Bull Run Sports, the Bull Run shop. All right, man. So, yeah, that's what it looked like, man. You go there, you get the legendary tees, you get it all. All right, but look, yeah. If you really supporting,
if you're really about it, I like showing this one because if you're really about it, this is where it's at.
You gonna rock with that, man. So, look, in order to get to a Super Bowl, Omar, you got to start week 1, right?
That's it.
So let's talk about it. All right, officially. What's our predictions for this week 1 Texans versus Colts, man?
So I think this is the one where you and I were at odds, right?
Yes,
Because
sir.
you actually I have us winning. I have us not losing a single divisional game.
Yep.
I'm saying we're sweeping our entire division.
Yep.
And
you said that.
You have us kind of doing the same, but you have us actually going 1-1 with the Colts. And you have us losing this year, this week, actually.
We are going to split with the Colts.
So explain yourself, sir.
Yeah, the Colts are really, I feel like, the only threat to us in the division. Like besides us, they're the second best team, right? And my reasoning, saying that we're going to split with them is, they are a good team, right? They have a lot of threats that could get to us, but I don't see us losing to the Colts at home. With us being at home. But unfortunately, the very first game is against the Colts at their place, right? So, logically speaking, I think we're going to split the series. We're not going to lose to them in NRG. Hey, unfortunately, the schedule just worked out that way. We got to see them in their place, very first game right out the gate. And look, let's not act like they are not clamoring to play us, bro.
Oh, for sure.
They have a bad taste in their mouth, man. We ended their season in their house.
In their house. Yeah.
They all off season, they mouth have just been salivating to get to the Texans, and as fate would have it, we get them week 1. So we'll get into the X's and O's, man, but just emotional ties to it. I think they're gonna come out with a lot of emotion. Anthony Richardson is coming back, healthy. This may be the only healthy game that he plays, but he is gonna play in this game, week 1, and we know what he can do. He poses so many different challenges, man, and
he's a big kid, man. What is he, like 6'5", 6'4", 6'5", something like that? 230, 240. I mean, the guy's massive. I mean, so last year, shout out to our boy John. Last year, we got to go see the game in person.
Week 2,
in week 2 when we played him, and he was an absolute unit of a man. I mean, you could just tell that, as you know, you can see him. We have pretty decent seats, so you could see, you're watching the sidelines and stuff like that. I mean, that guy's a unit. And then on top of that, all the reports that are coming out of training camp and coming out of the preseason and all that stuff have been that he's just had a phenomenal training camp, phenomenal preseason. So he's primed, right? He's primed to come out and really show. Obviously, his season was cut short last year, so he didn't really get to come out and have this just big, rookie debut. Just stat wise, size wise, the guy had all kinds of, good projections for him for the season, and then it was cut short. So I got a feeling Anthony Richardson's really looking to make a mark and make one quick. And I'm with you.
He's in the same rookie class with our guy who's become a media sensation, a superstar, right? I mean, you see that, and of course you're going, it's the SpongeBob meme. He's Squidward watching CJ, run around with Tank Dell and like get all the attention right now, man. Of course he wants to come out there, like, hey, look, I'm here too,
right?
I'm here too, man.
Yeah, I just think, so you got us losing, right? What do you think is like the key piece that's gonna give them the win?
Man, look, it's so they didn't even have Jonathan Taylor last year when they whipped up on us in week 2. Now I will say, to play devil's advocate, we were banged up too. Out the gate, week 1. Countless Texans went down, so we went into that game, understaffed. CJ was still a rookie, everything like that, man. But
CJ's rise hadn't started yet.
Man, and we know CJ is like a savant. He's the kind of guy that you want in your corner, right? He makes a mistake once, never makes it again.
Yeah,
so we're getting the best of the best of CJ Stroud this time. But on the field, I think the biggest challenge is going to be the run game. Now, look, Texans, we have been abysmal at stopping the run. I mean, just absolutely abysmal. And I'll say the biggest factor, and you never want to blame things on injuries, especially because we're one of the healthiest team coming into week 1. But man, we're gonna miss Christian Harris, Omar. We're gonna miss Christian Harris a lot. Okay, especially because of the team that we're playing and the specific threat that they pose. You know, man, Anthony Richardson, we know he can run that rock.
Yeah, he can.
And that RPO stuff with Jonathan Taylor being back, it's a nightmare, man. You know, getting them out on the edge. I mean, it spreads the defense out. You know, either AR can take it up the middle. You give it to. It's just it's nightmare fuel for D'Amico, and I'm sure he's sitting up stressing somewhere right now, trying to devise a plan to make sure that they can limit that. You know, what I will say is I like our chances if we can control that and make Anthony Richardson a passer.
Ball. Yeah,
you know,
it's the same. It's the same formula against Lamar as well, right? I mean, you make him throw, you keep him contained, and you make him throw. And if you can do that, it minimizes. It takes away one of the biggest weapons that is guys like Lamar and like AR that can move around. And then once things get moving around and everything starts to kind of fall apart defensively, you have to focus. Nobody's going to chase after Tom Brady. Tom Brady ain't no run threat. We know that.
Yeah.
But you know, a guy like a Richardson, once he gets out of that pocket, the possibilities of what he can do are endless, right? Because he can either run for it, or at any given moment he stops, pivots, and as long as he's behind that scrimmage, he can launch one. You know, and
he got it on.
Time, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So by that time,
you got it on.
Well, then that's where his receivers are hopefully going to come in. As long as he throws it anywhere in the vicinity, it's as long as it's catchable. But I don't know, man. I think we're coming. I think the two main reasons why you mentioned, right? I mean, CJ Stroud was a rookie, and we walked into that game banged up last year when we got smoked.
Yep.
To me, the biggest change this year is what CJ is coming in with confidence-wise, and the amount of reps that he's had, and the momentum. I mean, let's call it what it is. It's momentum that we're still carrying in from the end of the season last year.
Yeah.
And the fact that we've gotten better at the run, we've gotten better. I mean, we've gotten better at wide receiver. Like
for sure.
Everything that we have is so much better than it was the last time we saw them. And I don't think the Colts are going to be ready because there is no momentum there, right? Like they're having to start the engine up right now, right?
Yeah.
And get going. Now, the one thing that they do have going for them is that they are at home. And historically, we haven't done well against them in Indy.
Something interesting, I will say, though, a historic stat for the Colts, that they have lost their season opener for the last 10 years.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Look that up to confirm it, man. But I think that's 100% true. Yeah, for the last 10 seasons, they have dropped their season opener. I think it was back in, 2014 or something, maybe one of the Andrew Luck years, the last time that they won a season opener. But for the most part, they usually drop the first game. So obviously that bodes well for us, right? If history repeats itself, they don't really start too hot out the gate. So
the Colts have won 9 out of the last. Let me see. These are home openers. Indianapolis Colts. Oh yeah, 8 consecutive. Yeah. So the Indianapolis Colts hope to rely on reversing. So last year that was 8. This year it's going to be 9. So the last 9, they've lost the last 9 home season openers.
Yeah, that's crazy,
man. That is crazy.
Yeah. So, like I say, man, hopefully history repeats itself. Now, look, that's us losing the first game is my prediction, right? It's not my hope, obviously.
Right. Yeah.
I got us winning, like going on a nice little streak.
Right.
I don't have the schedule right in front of me, but after this first game, the schedule is kind of, that's the soft part of the schedule, right? So
Right.
I think going into that rough patch, maybe after the bye, man, we're gonna have a phenomenal schedule, like something like 8-1 or something, But hey, if we win this game, man, we playing with house money.
Hold on.
Know
So
what I'm
we're
saying?
September 8th, 2013. Andrew Luck throwing touchdowns to Reggie Wayne and Dwayne Allen.
Come on.
Was the last time that they won a season opener. So
That's crazy.
It's been more than 10 years, more than 9 years. It's been
That's what I thought.
10. It's been 10 years. If they lose this one, it'll be their 11th.
Yeah, that's what I thought, bro. Reggie Wayne. They haven't won since they were throwing touchdowns to Reggie Wayne, dog. That's nuts, man. So
and in 2013, you're talking about Andrew Luck. He was maybe, what was he still a rookie? No, when did he get drafted? 12?
I don't know. I think so. Yeah, 12 sounds right. Yeah.
Jeez,
man, what a beast of a QB he was, man.
You know what? He got out just in time. I think he got out just in time. Just like head-wise, he was like, yeah, I'm
oh
ready.
Yeah,
he pulled a Barry Sanders. He's like, yep, no, I'd like to open.
That was crazier than Barry Sanders, bro.
Yeah, it was. But I'm saying he figured, all right, I'm 20, what was he, 26, 25, 26 at the time when he retired?
I don't know. Probably. I mean, super young.
Yeah,
in his prime. I mean, you're talking about one of the best quarterbacks out there doing it, man.
Yeah.
And
he figured, you know what? At the rate I'm going, I am not going to be able to close a Ziploc bag when I'm 50. Let me relax.
What a real and tough decision, man.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
I got to imagine that there was something that he saw, somebody that he talked to, or something that he, some experience that he had that just clicked with him. And just that's to make a decision like that, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
you getting a bag. Like I say, and it wasn't like he was trash. He's not Daniel Jones out there.
Right.
He's a stud, bro.
Yeah.
And it sucks for the Colts, obviously, because I mean the reason why he was led to make that decision was he was getting his ass kicked every game.
Right.
And then when they finally addressed the offensive line, now they have, one of the top O lines in the league. It was too late. He was like, hey, bro, it's just been too much, bro.
He's like, I'm out.
Y'all can protect whoever else.
Yeah.
So man, we need Anthony Richardson to like jog onto the field for the home opener. We'll just be like, yeah.
Sorry guys, I can't.
I've been taking too much of a beating.
Or the first sack, right? Like the first sack, he gets up, just kind of shakes his head, walks off. He's like, all right. You just see him like walk off into the tunnel, and then like the report comes out. It's
like Antonio Brown.
The report comes out is like Anthony Richardson retires from it.
Somebody else did that too, bro. Who was that retired like in the middle of the game? It was a DB. I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but like
I think I know who you're talking about.
It was a crazy situation, man. But it's very rare, but very funny when that happens.
Retired. Vontae Davis.
Yeah.
Retired at halftime.
Man.
Yeah.
Wasn't he a Colt too?
Yeah. I think he was, but I think he was with he was with Buffalo at the time.
Yeah. Man, bro, what's up with these Colts? What's up with the Colts making niggas just retire early?
Yeah. He was. Yeah, they were like, nope, no thanks. Yeah, Vontae. Yeah, it was cornerback Vontae Davis. He's like, yep, I'm out of here, guys. Thanks.
It's been real.
It's been real. A lot of guys can't retire though. I mean, like they have like, especially guys that have been making big money like that. They probably have $200,000-$300,000 nut every month that they got to cover. Yeah, and they can't do it. I'd imagine that's half of the reason why Luck was able to do it, right? I mean, he probably lives in a one-story ranch home and drives a Ford Explorer every day. Like he just looked like that kind of guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yeah, I can see that for him for sure.
And he figured, hey man, I got 20 mil sitting in the bank already. I'm living off the interest. I got light overhead. Yeah. I'm done. Thanks, guys.
I don't need this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I want to be able to open up an aspirin bottle when I'm 60. I'm done. Man. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, bro.
So
but
our overall predictions, right? I mean, you got us losing logically. I mean, it's a logic prediction, and then mine has a little bit of heart behind it, which says that we're going to win, because I'm standing on the fact that we're not going to lose a single divisional game.
What's your keys to this win, man? What do you see happening in order for us to get the dub?
Yeah, getting that run game going. So Mixon is going to be a big part of that.
Not Dameon Pierce.
Yeah, definitely not. It's going to be Mixon and Ngumbawale. Both of those boys are they're going to be out there doing work. Getting that run game going, which is going to set off the passing game. I mean, I don't know what we'll get into this in a minute, because I really think that that this is going to be one of those situations where everybody's going to go, well, of course it worked, right? Like. Like we have all these pieces, right, and it looks good on paper, right? But I think what's going to happen on Sunday is everybody's going to get it. We're going to have such a great game that everybody's going to go, well, of course it worked. Like, how does it not work? Like, you have all these pieces, because it's one thing to get players, right? It's like you can get individual pieces and players. But we have the players, we have the front office, we have the coach, we have the OC, we have the GM. I mean, like, I think this is really going to be the coming out game for the Houston Texans, where everybody's going to go, all right, this is no longer a paper team, right? These guys are seriously going to be an issue, right? And I'll give you another prediction. I don't think that Stephon Diggs. I think Stephon Diggs is gonna have a great game, but I don't think that he's gonna have the game that everybody thinks he's gonna have, because I think that they're gonna spread that rock around pretty well. A lot of
people think he washed, bro.
I don't think he's washed. I think
a lot of people outside of Houston. Let me make that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
People, like you watching this right now, you're probably like, nah, I don't think he's washed. Like the national media. And around. Yeah.
But that's, I mean, but to me, it's gonna go one of two ways, right? Either Diggs is gonna, I don't think Diggs is gonna have an explosive game, like 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. Like, I don't think it's gonna happen that way. I mean, he'll probably put up maybe 50 or 60 yards, probably something like that. He may have a touchdown, but I think more than anything, he's gonna be out there as a threat. It's like, sleep on him if you want to, and there's gonna be maybe a couple of blowout, like he's gonna have maybe 1 or 2 like really big run out plays. That's going to remind everybody why you have to cover him, right?
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
So, and as we talked about, man, and Tank Dell said beautifully in the recent interview you did with the Pivot, but I mean, these teams got to play them so honest, man.
Yeah,
they got to play them so honest. I mean, because you can't double team anybody. They trust me. They probably got a poster of Nico Collins in their locker room and probably throw darts at that shit every day, because they know what Nico can do to him.
Right.
But Nico was the only guy that was there, at the end of the season, the game that we beat him to go to the playoffs. And then you put Tank out there, you put Steph out there. It's like, you have to play them honest.
And we talk so much about the holy shit trinity, right? That we like to mention. By the way, you can pick up the merch on bullrunsports.com for the holy trinity. But we forget, we got Schultze back there too.
Yeah, man.
Right? We forget that we got Mixon back there too. Like, there's just so much going on, right? That, and you and I've talked about this ad nauseum. Who are you gonna cover?
Yeah.
Right? Like, are you really gonna go man against these 3 months? Now, let's face it, they're not gonna be running trips the whole every play. They're not always gonna be out there, all 3 of them at the same time, and we get that, right? But when they do, what is it? Yeah, we're a 3rd and 2 or a 2nd and 8, and all of a sudden you see all 3 of those guys out there. What are you gonna do? You can't do anything. So I think that's a lot of that talk that we've been having over the last couple of weeks and over the last couple of months, and then the national media also hyping and doing all this other stuff. It's going to start with the run game. It's going to end with the passing game.
And that's very important. I mean, because you're absolutely right. In order for CJ to get in a rhythm of getting the guys open, of getting the receivers open, it still has to start with the run game. Cannot abandon it, and it has to be great. But we've talked about it in the offseason, dude. I know we throw a lot of shit at Dameon Pierce, and D'Amico famously kind of ran to his side defending him, saying, look, if the O-line was producing, maybe you see some better numbers. Hey, it's the same O-line, Omar.
It is.
Different running back is going to be the workhorse and Joe Mixon. So, we're not overly concerned about Dameon Pierce, but it's the same O-line, man. And I told you, I'm concerned. I got to see it out there on the field. I got to see them, move the road, man, move some mountains to get Joe Mixon these lanes in order to make sure that we have a fluid offense. You cannot get yourself in these down and distances every drive, and just depend on CJ to chunk the ball, because they're gonna pin their ears back and just rush if there's no threat of the run game, man. So you're absolutely right with that. I mean, it starts in the trenches, bro. It starts with establishing that run game. If we can do that, hey, I think we're gonna run away with it, because on the flip side, on the other side of the ball, and we can compare it to what happened in last night's game, right? With the Ravens and the Chiefs. Look, they're, like you said, they're very similar offenses when it comes to Anthony Richardson, Jonathan Taylor, compared to Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry. You saw on their first drive, they came out, they were moving the rock. It was a nightmare, damn, they showed their hand, right? If you don't cover that rush threat against Derrick Henry, well, what's Lamar going to do? He's going to take off. Exactly. I think if they would have stuck with that, they would have had some success. But guess what? They're playing the Kansas City Chiefs. You saw how easily they can get down the field and score with all of that speed and stuff that they have. So it's a very comparable game to what we have, coming in with the Texans. We got little speedsters that can run all over the field. We can get down the field fast. So if we make the Colts start playing from behind, guess what? They're going to have to get out of their strengths, what makes them, their bread and butter. You know what I'm saying? And as long as you got Anthony Richardson trying to throw the ball, aside from, running it, we're in good shape. We're in good shape. So, man, we gotta execute, man. That's what it all boils down to. Make them play from behind, make them get out of their conventional style of play. And like I say, we're playing with house money, man, if we can win this game.
I agree.
And shoot, we might get off to an exceptional run to start the season.
To start the bull run.
Start the bull run, man. So look, like I say, I in no way, form, or fashion want to see us lose this game.
Right.
Okay?
No.
It's not a hope of mine. It's just a prediction.
I think we have to make sure that we caveat one thing, right? On this channel, we are not going to be delusional, right? This is not a Cowboys channel, right? Where it's like, we them boys, we're gonna win every game. No. We get it. This is the NFL, right? There is pros playing against pros, right? Like this is not something that we're not going to be delusional here. I don't have us winning every single game perfect.
Baby.
Yeah, exactly. Right. It's like I think we like to try to keep it pretty pretty realistic, right? In terms of what's what. But I wanted to anything else you want to throw out just in terms of the game itself?
With the X's and O's. No, I mean I think that's pretty much it. I think we nailed it. I mean, we know what we're coming into. We know what we got to do. We know our strengths, and we know, like you say, they can't play man against us. And guess what? CJ Stroud excels. Like, he is exceptional against zone coverage, as they know all too well.
Right.
So, it's really good luck, man. I know a lot of people would say, well, why the hell are you even predicting that the Texans are going to lose? Hey, sometimes it's those intangibles, man. Sometimes it's that heart, who wants it more? We devastated them, by beating them in their own home. Like, they were trying to go to the playoffs just like we were. Now, we coming back to the scene of the crime, right? And they got a bad taste in their mouth, man. So, a little bit of that, a little bit of Anthony Richardson being healthy, and just my concerns with the offensive line. Christian Harris being banged up, not being able to play, obviously, and didn't mention this earlier, but I'm a little concerned about Jalen Petrie, man.
So that was one. Yeah, you didn't mention that, and I don't know. I guess with the way Richardson plays, I don't know that he's gonna have that many passing yards.
Yeah,
but I don't know. We'll see, man. That's gonna be this is his coming out game, right? For Petrie, because we're putting a lot of responsibility on him, right?
Yes,
in a position that he hasn't historically played in.
Yeah, man. I think what got me overly worried was watching. You, we haven't gotten real NFL action until last night, until that Ravens and Chiefs game, and the preseason vanilla. You know what it is.
Sure,
we're not really getting a good look, bro. I was terrified watching Rashee Rice run, bro. That was nothing that the Ravens could do against this brother.
Right.
I mean, he's in that slot, playing that position that Jalen, would be
Petrie's gonna be playing.
defending. And then on the opposite side, Zay Flowers. I'm like, Petrie wouldn't be able to hold either one of these guys.
Right.
With those quarterbacks that they have now, I know that we're not facing that caliber of quarterback, even that caliber receiver, right? Going in this Colts game,
right?
But I'm like, oh man,
when we are going to face them, right?
We're going to face both of them.
Yeah, we're going to have the road to the championship for the conference has got to go through them.
Yep.
I mean, like, we're going to have to see them, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
I wasn't loving that at all.
Yeah, you were feeling a little. Ooh.
Yeah. Every time they caught a pad, I was like, oh, Jalen, like I felt like he was out there.
Yeah.
Like,
you're already projected, bro.
But these are some of our weaknesses, man. But anyway, that's that's just what it is, man. What you got, bro?
You can't. I mean, like, look, you can't be perfect everywhere, right?
Yeah,
you can't be perfect everywhere, and at some point, you're gonna have to deal with some weaknesses that you just have to make up somewhere else. I mean, like, it's just gonna be. What I wanted to do is get into some prop bets.
Okay.
I always like looking at prop bets because it kind of gives you an idea of what Vegas is thinking for our game, right? So
I had a nice little lick on Prize Picks last night.
Oh, did you?
Oh yeah, man. I took Mahomes with the yards. I took Zay Flowers on receptions, Derrick Henry anytime TD. Something else I can't remember what it was. I think Rashee Rice on the yards too.
But you threw that into a parlay, like a 4-leg parlay?
Yeah. That's
nice.
That's like how Prize Picks works, man. So we need to do that actually with the Texans game, man. Like give our predictions on picks. I mean, basically what we're doing what we're doing here right now.
Yeah. So you said you did it on Prize Picks?
Yeah.
Let me see if it's on here. Yeah, it is on here. All right. So on Prize Picks, shout out to us. Let us know if you want to sponsor the sports. Yeah,
we hear Prize Picks.
Yeah, we hear Prize Picks. Somebody tag Prize Picks somehow, somewhere.
Yeah, let them know that we're giving them free promotion.
And oddly enough, so Anthony Richardson 227 on the over under for yards.
I will go under.
They're predicting under.
Oh, okay. So this site gives their predictions.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I agree with that. I agree with that.
Betting Pros is predicting like they're saying take the under. Yeah. Right, because the prop is 227. They're saying take the under.
Passing yards. Sure.
Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, I think that's kind of indicative of how they're feeling about Anthony Richardson and actually throwing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, take the under.
Hey, what did we say with the keys to the victory, right? Make him throw the ball.
Making him throw the ball, right? Exactly.
Yeah, they don't feel like he's going to be able to.
Rushing yards is the other one that's interesting. 42.5 rushing yards. They're saying take the under.
So I disagree with that.
I'm not sure about that one either. Yeah. I mean, but are you taking the over on 42.5 though?
I think I would. Yeah.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
All right. So you got the over on 42.5. Tank Dell. These are fantasy points. I don't really care about fantasy points. Tank Dell, fantasy points. Jonathan Taylor. They're saying take the under on 74.5 rushing yards.
Okay, no. So this is crazy, man. Historically, if you look at the matchup between the Texans and the Colts, we've been abysmal when
Yeah,
stopping them
and
on the
stopping them.
ground.
Yeah.
And like I say, this is coming from a realistic. Look, no one's a bigger supporter of the Texans than us.
Right,
Than,
exactly.
I mean, then shit, me over you.
Right,
in all
right, right.
likelihood, man,
Yeah,
I'm fucking stupid when it comes to this team, bro.
right.
But I have a very realistic,
Point of view on it. Yeah.
insight on how this team operates. Jonathan Taylor, oh my God, dude. I mean, no one's more of a Texans killer than T.Y. Hilton was.
Yes,
I
exactly.
mean, he was,
Oh,
bro, a fucking nightmare, bro. I
yeah.
mean, he and he let us know. But I would say a close second is Jonathan Taylor. It's just nothing we can do with this kid,
Yeah. So they're saying betting pros are saying take the under on the 74.5.
I don't like
They're
that.
predicting around 72, which is still a phenomenal game, but they're saying take the under.
They got it right there, huh?
This is the interesting one. CJ Stroud, 272.5. And betting pro says take the over on that because this kid's gonna go bananas.
Yep. So I agree with that, and it's because of what we were talking about earlier, right?
But here's the interesting. Stephon Diggs, they're saying take the under, like I said.
On fantasy points.
Yeah. Well, no, receiving yards.
Oh, where do you see? Oh, okay.
So they're saying
Yeah,
Stroud, the line is 272.5. They're saying take the over, right? But when it comes to Diggs, his line is 60.5, and they're saying take the under on that.
Man, I'm gonna tell you what, not to give away our strategy and picks for the entire season, but man, until we see the Texans play a few games,
right?
My prediction is that I am not taking any receivers in these prop bets, bro, at all.
Or you're not taking the over?
No, or under. It's so unpredictable,
Oh,
right?
I got
Because
you.
the only person that I would take in any kind of prop bets like this is CJ Stroud. Now that 272 over, that looks good because of what we were talking about earlier, right? Like we feel like we may have some issues with the offensive line, maybe not be able to establish the run game the way that we want to, and it's not ideal to have our quarterback back there just slinging the rocks 40 50 times a game. I mean, that's not a logical game script for you to be a Super Bowl winning team at the end of the season.
Right.
But for this game, if we cannot establish that run, with the offensive line looking the way that it has this preseason, he's going to be throwing the ball.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be a definitive guy that he's throwing the ball to. As he stated time and time again, he's throwing the ball to who was ever open. And we know we got a stable of guys that can get the rock, man. So the only guy that I would take in a prop bet like this for the Houston Texans is CJ Stroud. Yeah, he's going to go over those passing numbers, but you don't know who's the guy that is going to.
Who's it going to be, right? Who's going to catch?
Yeah.
So they got Joe Mixon at 56.5, and they're saying take the over on Joe Mixon. Now, based on these prop bets and what betting pros is saying to take and not to take, it sounds like what I'm wanting out of this game is going to come true, right? Which is the run game gets going because they're saying take the over on Mixon.
Yep.
And that's going to open up the passing game to who? We don't know yet.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But we got so many monsters out there, so many targets for CJ to throw that rock to that it's open season on whoever's open, right?
Yeah.
It's like we don't know where it's going to go, but we know it's going to be open. Here's the other one that's interesting. 36.5 passing attempts. They're saying take the under.
Well, that's game script stuff, right?
Right.
And that's tough to predict, Yeah, that's one that I would avoid in this first game. We got to see how the offensive line is going to hold up. If they trash, then yeah, obviously you'd go over that, but that's not what you want to see.
Yeah, they're saying take the over on Schultz receiving like just receiving three. They're saying take the over on that.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah,
the guys are going to open it up. Tank Dell being healthy, he's going to spread the field out. With going deep, and you get some underneath stuff with Schultz.
Yeah, Joe Mixon, the receiving yards is set at 14.5. They're saying take the over on that.
Yes. Now that's one that I definitely would take.
Yeah.
14 and a half, bro.
Yeah, that's
Joe Mixon is one of the best.
He could rip that off in one run. Yeah.
That's I think that's a lock. If I would dare say, I think that's a lock. That gives it, bro.
Bet the mortgage on that one. Is that what we're doing?
So look, if anybody's out there watching right now that is logged into Prize Picks right now and putting in stuff, I think CJ with the passing yards is a good one.
Mixing with the over.
And this Joe Mixon with the receiving yards. It's just 14 and a half yards.
Here's the other one that I think is interesting. Tank Dell receptions at 4. And they're saying take the over on that.
Yeah, that's tough, man.
Because again, it's part of that receiving core, right?
Exactly.
Is where is he going to go?
Yeah, that's tough. I would stay away from that one. But I mean, think about it, man. You get into the end of like halves and stuff like that. You got to go on the little like a 2-minute drive to end the first half or something. Man, the defense is backing up. They're gonna give those little dink and dumps. Joe Mixon is a true
he's that guy.
3-down running back. Yeah. He's gonna be the guy that's gonna go out and catch and pass routes. That 14 and a half, that's a lock. That's a lock.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm taking that one.
Yeah, 14 and a half. And then an honorable mention here I saw with Nico. Where's that one at? I had Nico on receiving yards. I think they had him or receptions. They had him at 4. No, that's fantasy points. Never mind. That's fantasy points. But Nico,
so what's your final score looking like, bruh?
Oh, hell. I think it's going to be a shootout. I think it's going to be a shootout. I'd say, yeah, man, it's so hard because we don't know what Anthony's going to do. We don't know what Anthony's going to do. I got us by at least a touchdown. 14-24. Texans.
I got you.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give Colts at least a couple. I'd even go as far as a couple in a field goal. So yeah, I'm saying 17-24. Texans take it. It's going to be. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. It's going to be a good game. But I think the Texans are they're going to be a little too much. I think that receiving core is going to be a little too much. I think Mixon's going to get going. I think we're going to see a little bit of a Gumbawale sprinkled in there, giving Mixon some rest. And I think what's going to end up happening is, first quarter is going to belong to Mixon. Second quarter, we're going to give him a rest. Gumbawale is going to go out there and do his thing. I don't think we're going to see much of Peirce. So, and then he's going to come in the third and fourth quarter ready and rested and ready to go and continue to dominate. So, yeah, I'll set it. 17-24, Texans take it.
Not mad at it, bro. I'll give, like I say, my prediction is that we take a L, but not a panic mode L.
Guys. Right.
Calm down.
Good showing.
Right? I'm saying it right now. Relax. like Aaron Rodgers said that day, like relax. All right. I know, I get it. And no one's been hyping up the Texans more than us.
For sure.
So I know it's a shock.
Yeah, it's a
surprise
shocker
that we're even talking about L right out the gate after the entire offseason.
Listen, I don't think you're crazy, man. I don't think you're crazy. I think it's a very reasonable prediction.
Yeah. I see 27-24. We take a tough loss. The national media will definitely put out their reports saying, "Oh my God, man, we too bullish on the Texans? We overhyped them. Is it the sophomore slump? Like we're gonna have to deal with all of those reports all the next week. But calm down, relax, we'll be fine. All right. This is
let's look at overall game odds. The Texans are a 2.5 favorite.
Yeah. And that's big, being on the road. Clearly Vegas thinks that we're gonna go in there and handle business.
Yeah, and the over-under's at 48. Wow, 48. Yeah. So okay. I mean, according to that, you're on the actually we're both on the under on that, right? Would you say 20-24?
27-24.
Okay, so you're on the over on that one. Okay.
A little bit over.
Yeah.
But right in line step with right around there where they predicting. Yeah, man, it just is what it is, man. But gonna be a great game. We're gonna get to see a lot. We're gonna get to see our boys out there, man, and clearly see why we are predicting that this is a Super Bowl winning team, man. Sometimes those little tough L's like that, man, to kind of knock you off your high horse a little bit, fires you up.
Right.
So in no way, form, or fashion do I think that this will be a setback if we do, in fact, end up losing the game. But hey, if we win it, which I 100% hope for, man, we playing with house money, bro. I think we go on an incredible run to start the season. So
even if we lose, you get some good tape against a phenomenal team that is really going to show our, if we have any glaring deficiencies. And once again, the other thing that I'm very optimistic about is that if we put a game on tape where we lose, I have full confidence in our front office and our coaching staffs, and to take a look at that tape, obsess over it, make changes, and come back the next week even stronger. So
100%, not just them, but also CJ.
CJ,
as we said, he ain't gonna make the same mistakes again. He's gonna say, "All right, look, this is what we got to do, fellas."
Yep.
We'll be texting him at 2-3 in the morning again, like, "Yo, look what you did.
Hey, you missed that block.
Yeah.
That block.
Exactly.
Like, CJ, it's 3:00 in the morning, bro. I don't care. meet me at the facility right now. We're running that drill right now."
No doubt, man.
All right, we'll get up out of here, man.
What we're gonna try to do is go live
right after
before the game. Well, a little bit before, huh? A little bit.
However you want to do it. I mean, I think this is gonna be our first week, so we'll kind of try to establish that cadence. But definitely, if you haven't already, and if you made it this far, 51 minutes in, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and also hit the notification button, because once we figure out what that schedule is going to be, we're going to try our best to schedule these lives. So that way you guys know ahead of time what time we're going to go live, when we're going to go live. And it may happen, a few minutes before, a few minutes after, but just depending on where the game lands. Obviously, if we go into like overtime and things like that, you know what I mean? It's gonna affect things. But our goal is to interact with you guys as close to immediately after the games, get y'all's takes, and have y'all jump in with us. Like we said, this is going to be an open line situation. Man. Yeah, hop on. All you need, everybody in the world has a cell phone.
Yep.
So if you got a cell phone, you can jump on with us on camera, talk your shit.
That's true. Because we never really talked about that before, just how easy it is, right? You don't have to have a fancy setup. You don't have to be sitting in front of a computer or laptop, anything.
This is it.
All we that's it. Cell phone.
Boom.
All it is if you want to hop on with us, we'll provide you a link. All you have to do is click that link on your phone, and hey, guess what? Point the phone towards yourself, and you're on stream with us.
And we're gonna do this very call-in, old school sports radio call-in style, where we'll give you a few minutes to jump on, give us your points, give us your takes. We'll chop it up about it for a few minutes, and then off you go. We'll bring in the next person, and we'll do it like that. And if you want to be in the chat with us. If you want to jump on live with us. Again, we just want to talk shit with y'all. You guys have been very great about supporting us over the last couple of months.
Absolutely,
I mean, we hit our goal. We hit our goal, bro. We
hit our goal, and hey, we got a new goal.
We got a new goal.
We wanted 1,000 subs. Before the season started, we got that. So hey, guess what? By the time the Super Bowl comes, and I don't think this is a ridiculous goal.
No, I don't think so.
If you extrapolate it right from the 1,000 before the season started, we want 7,000 by the time the Super Bowl comes around in February. Right. All right, 7,000 representing number 7, CJ Stroud, man. So 7,000 is not out the realm of possibility at all, man. So keep rocking with us, man. But yeah, definitely appreciate you guys being here. This is a community, man. We all love the Texans, so holla at us, man. Let us know what y'all think.
For sure. All right, sounds good. We'll catch you guys on the next video. Stay tuned. As always, we love y'all. Peace.